Okay, well, another morning. It's a bit overcast this morning. You can't see it properly. Yeah, hold that out there. It is a little bit overcast and, in fact, a bit windy and really quite cold for August. So it's not going to bother me much because I'm going to keep taking these out. So that's where we stopped last time. This morning I want to go all the way across, and then once everything's down, I'm going to do a trailer load of rubble and then a trailer load of wood in that order, because I already have some rubble in the trailer. And then, we'll see what happens next. That will take a considerable amount of time, I think, anyway, because it's a big cleanup. So much crap. So there we go. Probably not the most exciting bit of the video, but I'm going to pop you on a tripod and you can watch me do my thing. Okay, so I'm bringing everything down except these old bits of roof structure and basically wood I want to keep. I'm sort of pushing over to one side. But now we really start to get the feel for the height of the room and the size of the room. It's going to be magnificent. It really will. So that's about half. Not much for it. Get back up, keep going. Once everything's down here, then we can sort. Obviously it looks disastrous at the moment, but I don't think it'll take too long to sort. Okay, so as you can see, a little bit of hard work and quite a lot of sweat. These are the last 4, and that's it. So let's get them gone and then get downstairs and see how it looks. Obviously a fair bit of tidying up to do down there, so I'm going to just pull them up quickly. I haven't got a tripod up here, there's nowhere to stand a tripod anymore, and then we'll head down. Okay, so if we can abstract from this, which I now have to sort and get rid of. You imagine we're just walked into the kitchen, and it's going to be like that. So I don't think the beams look too bad actually, because they are quite high. I think when everything's white, that'll look great. Well, I'm not taking them out, so I'm gonna have to learn to live with them. But there we go. That's one huge pile of mess less to deal with, and one huge pile of mess more to deal with. What we've done is move the pile of mess 2.5 meters towards the ground, which I still classify as a success. Right, I'm going to go and see what my little helper's up to, because I didn't want him anywhere near here while I was doing that. So I'm going to go and check up on him. Okay, well, I've pulled a lot of the wood out. That was like a trap door that I didn't even know was there until I started pulling it up. And I've sorted. These are the ones that are still going to be useful for something. There's a guy in the village who wants to do something with them. I'm not quite sure what. And this is the rubbish pile. And then there's all the rest of this. So all the rest of this will go in the trailer this afternoon. This will have to wait till tomorrow now. But it is now time for us to have some lunch. So the barbecue is on and it's warming up slowly. It's 100 degrees, so give it another couple of minutes and it'll be up at 250 and we can have some burgers. There we go. I got rid of a good amount of that ceiling wood, and that's going to be it for today. That's a pretty tiring day, but pretty good. I should probably take that off as well tomorrow morning. We'll see. This is going tomorrow morning, and then Monday probably another trip to the dump with the rest of that. A big sort out, a big clean out, and start. Well, that's going to be the big question then, is getting the order of play right. So obviously clean out first and take up the rest of this floor, and then I'll check out the flags or the stones that I found that I'd like to do the floor with. But I guess I'll take it all up. I'll have to decide what needs to be run underneath it, water-wise, electricity-wise, what will run through the walls and what will have to run through the floor. I don't think we need any water on this side of the room, so the water comes in underneath here, so I can bring it across and up without any great difficulty. There are pipes in the wall somewhere over there where that light bit of cement is. This pipe that runs up there. But basically, yeah, it's coming along slowly but surely. So here we are, another day. I feel like the Weather Channel, it rained overnight, so the car got very wet inside and out, which is a bit unfortunate, but there we go. I just put a towel on the seat because it's not going to stop me from going down to the dump today. It's pretty grey and miserable over there, beautiful blue skies and very warm over here, so we'll see what happens. I only really need the roof open while I'm loading up, just to hold that to tie onto, and I could probably find a solution even if it did start sort of raining. So it's going to be wood this morning, and wood and other stuff. It's the dump, not the place I take the rubble to, so it's quite a lot further away, but should be fine. No, not particularly worried about that. So my little helper's getting his socks and shoes on, and he'll be out to help. We'll get everything down, and with a bit of luck, we'll be back in the early afternoon. It doesn't work as well for wood as it does for rubble. It was pretty obvious, especially the nails keep getting it stuck. So, but it's still probably the fastest and certainly the cleanest way of doing this. Not complaining. There we go. After all, it didn't go too badly, but I did make a few new holes in the thing. So next time I use it, I have to rotate it 180 degrees, and then it should be fine again. So yeah, obviously I can't go anywhere like this. I have a trailer net, so we'll get that over the top, a couple of straps, and we'll be good to go. All netted up, ready to go. I will put a big strap on it as soon as I'm out of there. I haven't got enough room to muck around with that. So at the bottom of the village we'll stop for a second, and I'll put one big strap on it just to to get everything tight. So here's the helper, let's go. Okay, well, as you can see, the hallway is still full of tools now because they used to be in here. But as we come in here, I've sort of cleared a bit. So there's still a fair amount of rubble, but probably only a trailer full-ish. The scaffold's over there with 2 doors, one of which I'm going to try and adapt for that. And this one with the big broken glass pane in it will just go to the bin. And there's that pew right at the back. I don't know if you remember that, but you'll see it in a couple of days anyway. Beautiful old wooden pew. But so much else has gone now that you really get a, you know, you can just imagine coming in from the terrace. And the kitchen over there, the kitchen bit, and over here like a table maybe. And a nice high, everything in white. I think it'll look spectacular. I think this will be one of the greatest rooms in the house, and you know, kitchens are such important living spaces. So today's now, I mean, it's now Saturday afternoon. I'm going to do some social things as well, but I will take this sink out this weekend. A lot of people wanted me to keep it. I will keep the sink itself, probably, because it's in okay nick, but everything else obviously will go. And then Monday morning, when the dump opens, we'll just keep doing what I've been doing for the last almost 6.5 tons, just of rubble, not including wood and things that we took out today. So yeah, a surprising amount of rubble comes together, but there's still, you know, plaster to take off the walls. There's still a lot of dust up here. There's still this plank that needs to come off, but as you can see, we're definitely making progress. You know, there's a lot less crap around, so pretty happy, to be honest. Yeah, if I get the sink out perhaps this afternoon, and then take those tiles off as well, and get all of the rest of the rubble out, then it's just this floor here that will need to come up and will need to be redone. And I'm thinking, because I really wanted an island, like a kitchen island over here somewhere, that's the only place that will need water for a dishwasher and a sink, so the water can go straight down from there into the cellar, basically through the floor, in between some stones, because it's not much. It's only going to be a 50mm pipe. There's no loo or anything, and it'll connect straight onto the pipe that's under here. This is where all of the wastewater runs out of anyway, and it's also where the mains water arrives. So I'll just have 2 pipes that kind of come up and go down, and then, well, the electricity, the main switch is here, there, so I can bring electricity quite easily through this wall here, and then along the top, and down, and then back up with the water here for the island. because the island will probably need some electricity as well, I guess, for the dishwasher at least. And probably the hob. I'm thinking hob and sink on the island with a bit of cutting area, and then cupboards and fridge and everything else on the back wall, because that wall has very little charm and it goes straight across to the neighbours, so there'll never be a window there. Leave this bar bit of wood up here to hang pots and stuff on, you know, very traditional. Sandblast everything else, and I'm thinking now more and more, because there's just the smell. It's hard, you know, YouTube doesn't have smell-o-vision, but this is so deeply ingrained into the wall, the soot, and it smells of kind of fire and chestnuts. So I think I might just have to double all of the walls in plasterboard. We'll obviously leave that beam, and the big one, the little one behind, will be hidden, or at least painted. The roof doesn't actually touch that big one because it's far too low and also far too big. But then, yeah, we just need to insulate, leave an aeration space and insulate, and that roof will be fabulous. The floor, well, I've got some stones which I'll show you, so that we'll kind of finish up this sort of effect across the whole of the floor. Put a window door in there, as opposed to changing that into a window. Redo that window, but probably leave the original kind of metal grate. I think it's quite cute. It's not high risk here, but it's quite cute. So rebuild those windows, rebuild the bottom bit of that door, change the glass on those windows, sand them down, repaint them, and well, Robert's your mother's brother. It'll be a fabulous kitchen in about, depending on time and money, 6 months, I guess, hopefully, maybe a little less. If you look back on the other videos, certainly the structure will go quite quickly. I think the doors and windows might take some time because I want to do them myself as well, and I'm not a carpenter. And then plasterboarding goes super quickly once everything's set up. But everything needs to be set up first. You know, the insulation needs to be in, the electricity needs to be run, the water needs to be set up. So there's a lot of setting up, which is good because finances at the moment are sort of putting, well, not putting the brakes on, but certainly slowing down the project. So I've got plenty of electrical wire and I've got plenty of pipes. So I can do all of that. I can set everything up, and I've got the stones. You know, I'm just going to have to buy 10, 15 bags of cement, and then I can still manage. But first, we're going to get rid of all of the rest of this toot. And when all of the toot is gone, and this room is bare as it's never been, then we'll work out the things to do. So there you go. That's the end of this video. It's a big change. It was a lot of dust and a lot of sweat, and dust and sweat are not the greatest of friends. But there we go. Before we go, I'm going to show you one thing that I've dug out. So I'll show you that now, and then we'll do the edges. And this, with so many other things under the stairs, that doesn't belong to it. That's just a gutter mount. So it's obviously homemade of not very good metal. See, it's rusted through there, and this hinge isn't going anywhere. But basically, you'd have a little fire down here, and then up here, you'd open this little door. That does still work. There's some rubbish in there, and you'd pop your chestnuts in there, and then turn the handle and rotate them over the fire, just like they do at the winter markets in Austria. So I thought that was quite cute. I'm not going to bin it. I'm going to pop it in a cellar, and one day, in 10 or 15 years' time, when everything else is done, maybe I'll restore it. We'll see. But it's like a museum here, you know. I do love finding these things. And it's made, you know, it does look very, very homemade. Not entirely sure, obviously, but it's pretty cool. Obviously, the mice have found it and hidden their nuts in there. I imagine a donkey shoe, not a horseshoe, but small for a horseshoe. This is I'm not sure what it is, but it's a piece of metal. So what I think is that this was destined for scrap, along with a lot of the other metal sort of stood over there. It was in that little hole there. I imagine it was just going to be thrown away, but I'm not going to throw it away because I think it's quite cute. So there we go, back to the au revoirs. Okay, well, that does bring us to the end of this video. So once again, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. I hope you're all having a good summer. I'll be out here for a little bit, so there will be more videos. They are quite boring, I know, just me shoveling soot down a pipe and driving it to the dump. But the room, slowly but surely, is changing. And you know, as you follow on, I think in a couple of months' time, we'll have a shared satisfaction of what a wonderful kitchen I will then have. So yeah, thank you very much. Take care, and bye-bye for now.